عليه المولى وعد الشعر
The nation.
الله أكبر
واجعل عيشنا عيشا معمر
الله أكبر الله أكبر
بطاعتك من غير كدر.
And Ethiopia successfully completes second-year filling of its Grand Renaissance Dam. Eid Mubarak to all celebrants. This is Addis News Hour. With the news, I'm Shifar Aulako. To stay with us. Now, the 1442nd Eid al-Adha is being celebrated colorfully across the nation by the Muslims today. Here in the capital, the festival has been marked since early in the morning with various religious assortments. Thousands of the faithful observed the day with prayers and other religious events at the Addis Ababa Stadium. President of Ethiopian Islamic Affairs Supreme Council, Mufti Haji Umar Idris, and other Islamic religious leaders have attended the festival at the stadium. The religious leaders have extended holiday message to the faithful, calling them to show kindness to the poor while celebrating the festival. The festival is being celebrated in the midst of Ethiopians celebrating the second filling of their Grand Dam.
الله أكبر
عليه المولى وعد الشعر
الله أكبر الله أكبر
واجعل عيشنا عيشا معمر
الله أكبر الله أكبر
بطاعتك من غير كدر.
الله أكبر الله أكبر
واجعل عيشنا عيشا معمر
الله أكبر الله أكبر
بطاعتك من غير كدر.
الله أكبر الله أكبر
واجعل عيشنا عيشا معمر
الله أكبر الله أكبر
بطاعتك من غير كدر.
Senior government officials of Ethiopia have extended their best wishes to all Muslims on the occasion of the Eid al-Adha festival. The dignitaries urge the faithful to promote peace and show kindness to the poor while celebrating the holiday. Leaders of regional states have also extended their best wishes to Ethiopian Muslims and a happy Eid al-Adha festival. Now moving to other stories, Ethiopians across the nation are celebrating the second filling of their flagship mega dam. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has congratulated Ethiopians on the successful completion of the second filling of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. The reservoir of the dam has reached overtopping water level following the completion of the second filling process. President Sahle Work has also hailed the success of the second filling of the GERD. In a similar tone, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Affairs Minister of Ethiopia, Demeqa Mekonnen, has reaffirmed the commitment of the government to step up efforts in order to accelerate the ongoing reform drive with full participation of the public. Ethiopia's Army Chief of Staff, General Birhanu Jula, has also congratulated all Ethiopians who actively contribute to the construction of the dam. Now, Ethiopia has successfully accomplished the second filling of its Grand Renaissance Dam. The country's water, irrigation, and energy minister, Selashi Bekele, reaffirms the dam is of high importance to the downstream countries. Sintayo Tamras tells you more on that.
The construction of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam has seen another milestone Monday. According to Ethiopian Minister of Water, Irrigation and Energy, Ethiopia has successfully accomplished second filling of its Grand Renaissance Dam reservoir. With this second filling, the project could secure the amount of water that enables it to realize initial generation of the two units.
Today we have completed the second filling of GERD reservoir. It means we have accumulated adequate water for enabling second year completion of the water, as well as enabling the generation of energy using two turbines. So it means it is rapidly filled. It means also the rainfall in Ethiopian highland in the Abai basin was quite significant. As a result, it was rapid filling. In a sense, it means it has enabled us to realize our envisaged power generation using two turbines. This year rain started in May, was on and off, but in second half of June up to now it was raining quite a lot. As a result, filling is successfully completed without really affecting the downstream country at all.
The minister also extended message to downstream countries, stressing on the multiple advantage the project brings them.
From now on, at the Rosaries, etc., we'll get natural flood flow. Whatever is stored in GERD is a saving and again protection to the downstream country. So this is really a good evidence that what we always saying throughout the negotiations, that GERD is an infrastructure asset for the downstream countries. It's not a threat. So we'll continue doing this. We'll continue to enhance our understanding and the understanding of our neighbors on this GERD issue. Therefore, we have to see really the glass is half full. We should continue. We have to collaborate, cooperate in order to realize the full potential of the Grand Renaissance Dam that it brings to Ethiopians, as well as also to the downstream, especially in Sudan. Power generation could be more efficient because this storage is regulated and can flow downstream when we operate the dam in future continuously. It will help them expand agriculture, make water availability reliable. The GERD reservoir will also support the downstream countries by drought management. Of course, the drought is a shared responsibility, but GERD will spend some of its reserve storage to support the downstream countries. This is a right way and mindset to think about infrastructure development. Africa is lagging behind in a very significant way.
Congratulating Ethiopians on the achievement, Project General Manager Kifle Horos said it's a year of great accomplishments.
This is a year in which massive earth-moving work has been done. The overall success is not possible without unprecedented efforts from the government, the entire Ethiopians here and abroad, the National Defense Forces and other key security entities, as well as those who have been working day and night over the project.
Members of the Ethiopian National Defense Force also expressed their delight over the second filling.
Like any other Ethiopian, our delight over this achievement is beyond imagination. The success is attributed to the people of Ethiopia. The National Defense Force has also played a key role in ensuring high-level security in the area. No security issue has so far happened around the project area. We are very much happy.
The head of the Public Mobilization and Coordination Office of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, Aragawi Berhe, dubs the success of the second filling of the dam the fruit of Ethiopians' unity. Aragawi made this remark following the government's announcement on the successful completion of the second phase of reservoir filling earlier yesterday Tedros Alamayu has interviewed him, and Alula Teklemariam presents the full account as follows.
When Ethiopia managed to construct the dam at the River Nile 10 years ago, the plan was to complete it within 5 years' time. But the construction of the dam has been prolonged and consumed time far beyond the schedule. It was last year in the month of July that the country announced the completion of its initial filling of the Gerd Reservoir, citing the accumulation of enough water to enable Ethiopia to test the dam's first 2 turbines, an important milestone on the way towards actually producing energy. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed then tweeted the following statement, saying, "It has become evident over the past 2 weeks in the rainy season that the Gerd first-year filling is achieved, and the dam under construction is already overtopping." Even though the project has been a source of tension in the Nile River basin ever since Ethiopia broke ground on 2011, the country has been expressing its firm stance that the construction of the dam will not have a significant harm on the lower riparian countries. It rather has a huge economic integration fortune in the region. Egypt and Sudan view the dam as a threat to vital water supplies, while Ethiopia considers it essential for its electrification and development.
የህዳሴ ግድብን በዚህ ዓመት ውሃ ሊዝም አለች ኢትዮጵያ ማለት ኢትዮጵያ ግድቡን ለማፍረስ ተስማማች ማለት ነው። ተሰራኮ ግድቡ አለቀ። የተሰራ ግድብ ውስጥ ምን አድርጌ ነው ውሃ ሊዝምና ውሃ ይዛለው መደራደር እኮ አልችልም። በዘንድሮ የተሻለ የሞላ ውሃ ነው። የአስዋን ግድብ የተሻለ የሞላ ነው። ባለፉት 40 ዓመታት ከነበረው ሳይዝ በላይ ከፍ ያለ ውሃ ይዟል ነው የሚባለው። እኛም በአባይ ተፋሰስ ከ60% በላይ ከኖርማል የውሃ መጠን በላይ ልናገኝ እንደምንችል ትንባያዎች ያሳያሉ። በዘንድሮ ዓመት የምንይዘው ውሃ አጠቃላይ ከግድቡ ውሃ ከ10% ያነሰ በዝናብና ውሃ ታችም እዚህም የተሻለ በመሆኑ ደግሞ ዘንድሮ መያዛችን ከኛ እኩል ለታችኛው ተፋሰስ ሀገራት ይጠቅማቸዋል።
And after 1 year from the initial filling, Ethiopia once again announced about the successful completion of the second Gerd Reservoir filling, which was praised by the head of Public Mobilization and Coordinating Office of Gerd, Aragawi Bera.
This is a fruit of unity. Ethiopia is not a rich country, although it's rich in resources, although potentially it can grow fast. It has all sorts of human and material resources that could propel it to any level other developed countries have reached. But they were not united to utilize this potentiality. So now they are learning it, although it has been a long way, they are learning it if united. They can overcome all sorts of problems.
Aragawi further calls upon Ethiopians to double this success in other fields.
If the success of Ethiopia is going in this direction, if the Ethiopians persist in their unified struggle to come out of poverty and progress, I'm sure they will learn this. Of course, they are learning the hard way. Nevertheless, they will learn it.
In connection to foreign interventions, Aragawi said Ethiopia will continue resisting any external intrusion to maintain its sovereignty.
These countries think that the exploitation of the natural resources of this area, which were dominated by themselves, will be stopped. So that is their fear. However, Ethiopia will continue, and Ethiopia is a just country. It's a country which abides to the international laws of water, and it's reiterating its position as far as desiring to have equitable share of the natural resources of water. So I hope they would understand this, although it has never been seen that they could understand it in this manner.
Ethiopians are cheering one another over the second filling phase of Gerd Reservoir.
Welcome back. A scholar says filling the dam is not a unilateral action, but it is part of the 2015 Declaration of Principles, that's DOP, signed by the three countries. He also underscores that the second GERD filling marks an important transition to the next watershed phase of early power generation. Koshumelsa reports.
Egypt and the Sudan insist on a legally binding agreement regarding the $5.4 billion dam Ethiopia is erecting on the Blue Nile. Unable to reach agreement with an array of inconsistent stances every time, the two countries lately took the matter to the UN Security Council after 10 years of fruitless negotiations. Despite their attempts, also supported by the likes of Tunisia, they failed. Unrelenting in their wish to stop the GERD from being completed, they came up with the argument that 2 days filling of the dam is a unilateral action. Talking to ETV English, Samuel Tafarra from the Center for African and Asian Studies said filling the dam is not a unilateral action, but rather part of the 2015 Declaration of Principles Agreement.
It's not a unilateral action, particularly the second impoundment of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which happened recently, has been very much controversial, despite the fact that it was clearly stipulated in the Declaration of Principles that the three countries have signed in 2015 in Khartoum, which clearly indicates that the construction of the dam is part and parcel of the impoundment of the dam is part and parcel of the construction of the dam itself. And this is an issue that shouldn't be brought again and again, right? Because this is an agreed done by the heads of states of the three countries and also the expert panel.
He also underscored that the second GERD filling is an important and decisive transition to the next phase of early power generation.
The second filling of the dam was something that is expected, as it is clearly indicated in the scheduling, in the filling schedule. But the fact is that this is something that should be celebrated, because this filling marks the next phase of the project, which is generating electricity from the two turbines. And generating electricity means generating power and giving light to more people. This is a very big achievement that we need to celebrate. And this will also boost our energy, our ambitions for more work, for more strong work to finalize the construction of the dam according to the schedule and reap the benefits that come along with it. So I would like to congratulate everyone.
Also uncalled for, the issue of GERD taken to the Security Council offered Ethiopia an opportunity to export the machinations of Egypt and the Sudan to the international community, as well as help give more deserved grace to the African Union in an international forum.
In the last round has given Ethiopia a very strong opportunity to state the matter of the fact to the world. And it doesn't only has given Ethiopia an opportunity to explain what the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance means and its implications for regional integration. Dr. Seleshi has in detail explained the merits of the dam and how it can be utilized to bring development in the greater Nile River basin. This opportunity has given the African Union a big grace in terms of dealing with African challenges and bringing in African solutions to the problems, because the three countries are African countries.
Ethiopia's flagship project, GERD, said to be the largest hydropower dam in Africa upon completion, is expected to begin early power generation by late August.
Now, the second filling of Ethiopia's flagship project, that's the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, has also attracted the attention of major Western media houses. France 24, Reuters, Al Jazeera, and TRT World prop up on Ethiopia's Grand Renaissance Dam flourishing second filling. Kasam Chane has more on that.
Ethiopia's state media is reporting that the second phase of filling the controversial Grand Renaissance Dam is nearly complete.
According to the media houses, the second phase of filling the Grand Renaissance Dam is complete now, as Egypt says. No drop in the water level of the Blue Nile is being detected despite Ethiopia's start of the second filling. The issue has raised tensions with Ethiopia's neighbors, Egypt and Sudan, who want a binding deal over the filling and the dam's operations. As to the media houses, Ethiopia says the project is essential to its development. Following France 24 said the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which is a $4 billion hydropower project, is crucial to Ethiopia's economic development and to provide power. Reuters media also said that Ethiopia has completed filling the reservoir of its huge dam on the Blue Nile River for a second year, a move that has already angered Egypt. Al Jazeera on its part underscored that Ethiopia has completed the filling of a massive controversial dam on the Blue Nile River for a second year, quoting Ethiopia's state media houses. Meanwhile, TRT World has said that Ethiopia has attained its second year target for filling a mega dam on the Blue Nile River that has stoked tensions with downstream countries, Egypt and Sudan. It was noted that Ethiopia, Sudan and Egypt have been in talks for years over the technical and legal issues related to the filling and operation of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam.
Now, international media outlets should understand the real intention of the unilateral ceasefire in the state of Tigray and stand by Ethiopia in its effort to restore peace and calm there. Ambassador Tsaruna Zena made this remark in an exclusive interview with ETV English. In his remarks in connection with the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, the diplomat says Egypt's resort to the help of the EU is tantamount to disdain or even contempt to the African Union. The report is presented as follows. Ambassador Tsaruna Zena is a career diplomat who has spent his life advocating Ethiopia's stance and explaining its interests in the international arena. The diplomat has spent some time with ETV English, outlining his country's current issues. Accordingly, the diplomat says the unilateral decision by the government is the right one for the sake of peace and security in the state of Tigray. And international communities should therefore understand this genuinely and stand by Ethiopia, rather than help fan the flame of TPLF propaganda.
We need quite essential friends outside and inside the country, you know, to assist us to come to peace and stability in that place. So I hope the international community will act in that way to assist us to strengthen peace and stability, and to encourage the Ethiopian the measures the Ethiopian government has taken. That means to ceasefire that the Ethiopian government has taken. That is very important.
Asked about his views regarding the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, the diplomat says Egypt should not seek the help of other entities than the African Union. Otherwise, it would be synonymous with disdain and contempt to the African Union.
It will not be a suitable undertaking for EU to involve where EU already is undertaking. This will be an insult to the African Union, because this is Africa. The Africans are saying the African problem should be solved by the Africans themselves, and the August Assembly, that is the Security Council, had reasserted that, let me say, by sending back the fight to the aid.
The ambassador also says TPLF use of children as forced soldiers is an international crime by the ICC. However, it is sad that international communities have failed to vocally denounce this, which is adding an insult to injury when it comes to the psychology of the children, he has underscored.
Finally, 3 African countries, including Ethiopia, are said to produce skilled labor in their TVET institutions under a World Bank-sponsored project named eStrip. ETV heard this remark while respective countries convened in Addis Ababa to evaluate their implementation progress. The project, which involves Kenya and Tanzania, was launched in 2019. Demis Mukra reports.
World Bank in 2015, Sub-Saharan Africa lacks an educated workforce in its industries. The shortage is said to be acute in transport, energy, manufacturing, and ICT sectors. Cognizant of such facts, the World Bank launched East Africa Skills for Transformation and Regional Integration Project eStrip in 2019, involving 3 African nations in its initial stage. Ethiopia, Kenya, and Tanzania are part of a project, and the World Bank funds $293 million USD to the full realization of a project within 5 years' time. eStrip project coordinator Kosam Joseph said the project helps the 3 African nations to get skilled labor for their industries by enhancing the respective countries' technical and vocational training institutions.
In Africa, they thought university education was important for the development of their countries. And then they invested a lot in education, in university level. But they realized that the productive sector, in fact, needs people, the middle cadre, people with TVET qualifications. And because these are the people, when you go to a factory, to any industry, you'll find they are really the drivers of the production sector. People with diplomas or certificates, even degrees, but with the technical skills, the hands-on technical skills, because universities must produce people with white or blue-collar jobs. So there was a gap in the production sector. That's why the World Bank came with a survey and they proposed to Africa that we need to improve TVET training system so that we produce graduates who will fit into the industry.
Ethiopia gets 150 million USD out of a total of 293 million USD located for the three countries under the East African Skills for Transformation and Regional Integration Project (ESTRIP). Marta Walde, Technical and Vocational Education focal person with an Ethiopian Ministry of Science and Technology, said the implementation of the project is progressing well on Ethiopian behalf.
This East Africa Skill Transformation and Regional Integration implemented in three sub-Saharan countries, Ethiopia, Tanzania and Kenya, will have a great achievement in increasing the quality of TVET training and creating this regional integration in all sub-Saharan in East Africa.
Kenya and Tanzania ESTRIP project coordinators also said their project implementation progresses well. ESTRIP is believed to facilitate healthy exchange of skilled labor among the three African nations and thereby enhancing regional integration among the three countries.
When these projects take place, like for example, our institutions are collaborating with institutions in other countries. You find the institutions in Ethiopia which are good in clothing and textiles, institutions from Kenya, they come and learn from them. Also, it also creates mobility of staff. People who are trained in Ethiopia can get jobs in Kenya because we are creating harmonized qualifications. Your qualifications in your country can be recognized in other countries, so you are able to move to those other countries. We are also creating friendliness among our countries.
East African Skills for Transformation and Regional Integration Project (ESTRIP) is a 5-year project and expires in 2023. But countries express readiness to take the project forward beyond its lifetime.
And a quick reminder of today's top stories. Muslims colorfully marking Eid al-Adha across the nation. And Ethiopia successfully completes second-year filling of its Grand Renaissance Dam. And with that, we come to the end of this news edition. Many thanks for watching us. Bye.